gentlemen, what unfolded today in West Bengal is unprecedented. A sitting chief minister, flanked by top police officers, stormed premises under search by a central agency, interrupted an ongoing raid and probe, and walked away with what the ED calls crucial evidence. But when the protagonist is mercurial Mamta Banerjee, defiance is pretty much always a part of the script. Today, the West Bengal Chief Minister dramatically landed at the residence of IPAC Chief Pratik Jain, even as the Enforcement Directorate was conducting searches. Mamta Banerjee claimed the ED was trying to seize Trinamool Congress's internal documents, hard disks, and sensitive election strategy data. The TMC Supremo reached the spot minutes after Kolkata Police Commissioner Manoj Verma arrived. She entered empty-handed. She stayed there for 20 to 25 minutes and then she walked out holding a green folder and a hard disk and God knows what else. Then she unleashed a political offensive. Mamta Banerjee accused the BJP of orchestrating raids on the residence and offices of TMC's IT cell in charge. She directly took on Prime Minister as well as the Union Home Minister, alleging an attempt to confiscate TMC's assembly poll strategy. The Chief Minister claimed ED officials had seized hard disks, mobile phones, laptops, candidate lists, and internal strategy documents. And then came the defiant declaration, I have brought those documents back. Listen in to the one and only Mamta Banerjee.
हमारा IT ऑफिस में आके अब सब लैपटॉप से सब निकाल के लिया, हमारा डेटा, हमारा SIR का डेटा, हमारा पार्टी का पॉलिसी का डेटा, हमारा कैंडिडेट का लिस्ट, हमारा बूथ प्रेसिडेंट का लिस्ट, हमारा आने वाला स्ट्रेटेजी, the nasty home minister, the naughty home minister. BJP is a killer's party. They are the great killer of democracy. क्या है आप लोगों को लिए भविष्य? इससे और भी खराब होगा. जितना भी सीट आपको मिलना चाहिए था, इससे तो अब जीरो में आ जाएगा.
So why were ED officials in Kolkata searching premises linked to Pratik Jain and IPAC? And why did raids on a private entity rattle a sitting chief minister? Viewers, IPAC is a political consultancy firm that currently works with the Trinamool Congress. According to Mamta Banerjee, it also handles the party's IT and media operations. Its chief, Pratik Jain, is now under the ED scanner in a money laundering probe linked to illegal coal smuggling. ED sources and their statement claim that Jain's alleged links with Hawala operators have been established, prompting searches at IPAC's office and the residence of its director. These searches, the agency says, are part of an investigation into a multi-crore coal pilferage scam. BJP now says that for a sitting chief minister to intervene in this manner, not to uphold the law, but to shield those suspected to be involved in coal smuggling and money laundering is nothing short of shameful and abuse of power at its worst.
আমি মুখ্যমন্ত্রী যাওয়া সিপি যাওয়াটাকে মনে করি অনৈতিক, অসাংবিধানিক, কেন্দ্রীয় সংস্থার তদন্তে সরাসরি বাধা দান।
शायद ये भारतवर्ष में पहली बार ऐसा हो रहा होगा कि एक करप्शन के केस में जब रेड पड़ रहे हो ईडी के, उसके बीच में मुख्यमंत्री जी खुद घुस करके एविडेंस डिस्ट्रॉय करने की कोशिश, एविडेंस चोरी करने की कोशिश कर रही हो।
मुख्यमंत्री अपना पद का दुरुपयोग करके जो फाइल लेके चले गया उसमें सारे तथ्य है। इस सारे जुर्म में मुख्यमंत्री ममता बनर्जी को गिरफ्तार करना चाहिए।
Mamta Banerjee's defiance has split the opposition right down the middle. Senior Congress leader Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary openly questioned why the TMC Supremo appeared so rattled and restless over raids on a private corporate entity. The left has gone a step further, slamming any attempt to obstruct a central investigative agency, but the TMC is digging in its heels, doubling down, dismissing criticism and portraying due process as persecution. Isn't this democracy and constitution under attack?
सो हमारा जो प्लानिंग है कैंपेन का पूरा स्टेट में ये चुराने का कोशिश हुआ था। तृणमूल का जो हमारा जो प्लानिंग था, हमारा ब्लूप्रिंट, वो ये हाथ घुमा के भाजपा का पास चला जाता और भाजपा वो लेकर उसका पॉलिटिक्स करता। ममता बनर्जी और तृणमूल कांग्रेस ये डेटा चोरी कोशिश का हम लोग अपोज कर रहा है।
ममता दी जब यहां से निकल रही थी, आप लोग सभी थे, उनके गाड़ी में मेरा जितना नजर गया है, उनके गाड़ी में एक टॉवेल छोड़कर तो कुछ दिखने नहीं मिला है।
एक मुख्यमंत्री को ये शोभा नहीं देते, चाहे किसी के उनके जितने करीबी हो। अगर ईडी सीबीआई कुछ करते हैं तो कानूनी लड़ाई, कानूनी जंग छेड़िए।
नहीं, कोई एजेंसी अगर जांच करती है, उस वक्त किसी बाहर का कोई को दखलंदाजी नहीं कर सकता। तो जो काला धन का मामला है, जो चुनावी घपले का मामला है, ये तमाम दस्तावेज उसके पास रखा है और वो करने के लिए वो कलकत्ता पुलिस कमिश्नर, विधाननगर कमिश्नरेट सबका इस्तेमाल किए, डीजीपी पुलिस का इस्तेमाल किए। आप कोई जांच सरकारी कामकाज में आप मुदाखलत नहीं कर सकते, गैरकानूनी है।
Once we go past the political rhetoric, it's a straight face-off between the rule of law and the law of the ruler. And here are both sides of the arguments. The TMC claims the Enforcement Directorate was fishing for TMC's poll strategy. But the ED says this was a search linked to a coal smuggling money laundering case, not a raid on a political party's headquarters. TMC has alleged its IT cell was targeted. The agency's counter is searches were carried out at 10 locations, 4 of them outside of Bengal in Delhi. The ruling party in Bengal says party offices were raided. ED's response is categorically no party office was touched. The searches were limited to IPAC offices and linked premises to IPAC. Mamta Banerjee insists that action was election-driven. The ED maintains that it is part of a routine hawala and money laundering crackdown unrelated to any elections. And while the Chief Minister says she intervened to protect TMC's internal documents, the agency alleges that probe-related evidence was taken away, disrupting an ongoing investigation. What makes it even more difficult to give Mamta Banerjee the benefit of doubt is her track record of defiance, because this isn't the first time central agencies have faced resistance in Mamta Banerjee's Bengal. In the Sandesh Khali case in February 2024, ED officials were assaulted by a mob linked to the TMC during a raid. In Bhupati Nagar in April 2024, an NIA team was attacked while probing a blast case. And in February 2019, Kolkata police detained a CBI team, triggering a constitutional flashpoint. In fact, even a police commissioner of Kolkata, when he was being raided, well, Mamta Banerjee sat in full public view on dharna. So, ladies and gentlemen, that brings me to the legitimate question, the Motorola legitimate question on the News Hour tonight. As Calcutta High Court once again said, is law of the ruler what prevails in Mamta's Bengal? That's the question. That's the debate on the other.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight with me is Nalin Kohli, national spokesperson of the BJP, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author, Faizan Kidwai, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Sanjay Jha, author, senior Congress leader, advocate Anmol Panwar, national spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. But my first question goes to Tausif Rahman, national spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress. And Tausif Rahman, I want to ask you this question fair and square. What is in that green file? 140 crore people want to know what is in the green file that Mamata Banerjee held so close to her heart? Me and my journalistic senses extremely intrigued. क्या है भाई उसमें जो आपको वहां जाकर उठाना पड़ा? And of course the question will be asked, how can a chief minister intervene in agency's ongoing search and run away with evidence as claimed by the ED? Isn't there constitution? Are there no courts in this country? If you don't like what is happening, don't you have legal recourse? It's a question everybody is asking.
Good evening, Navika ji, and good evening to everyone. Yes, you are talking about constitution, you're talking about Samvidhan. But you know, there's a question that IPAC is not a Trinamool Congress office. But we have a doubt and we have a concern about such statements coming from Suvendu Adhikari, because this is the same Suvendu Adhikari from last 1 month. He's talking about Pratik Jain, and I can show you all the videos. He's talking about IPAC. कि सारा TMC का काम वो IPAC से ही चलता है. So first the BJP and the B team of BJP ED needs to decide whether IPAC is our IT office or a party office or it's not. So here's a big question as well. But Navika ji, yes, you talk about the constitutional right, you talk about the Samvidhan, whether the constitution is there in Bengal or not. Of course, everyone has gone to the court at 3 p.m. in the afternoon.
I think there's a problem with that connection. Nalin Kohli, respond. The problem is also with the BJP and the agencies that it controls. Every time there is a credibility question, and nobody believes and takes the agencies seriously anymore. Why is there so much of a credibility deficit?
Well, if you note also, Navika ji, that the credibility question is raised by opposition parties wherever their leaders have been caught with cash. Let's count it out in Bengal. One of their former ministers, some 18 or 20 crores cash was found in his house. His associate's house, another 16 crores. A Congress party former MP, some 300 odd crores the IT had recovered. So every time the ED or the income tax or the CBI finds or raids something and cash is recovered, they say that the investigative agency is acting on the behest of the BJP. But then how is the cash being caught? In their offices, in their residences, how are they having so much of cash? Now let's come to the next question. Mamata ji is the chief minister. She has gone in, interfered in an investigation, which is a breaking of a law or its interference in legal process. Then she has forcibly taken away documents from there, which would raise the next question. Then why is she taking away what may be critical evidence? If they say this is our secret document, what's it doing in a private entity's office? Is the Trinamool Congress has no faith on its own offices, that they would keep their ultra secret things in their own offices and shift it to a private entity's office? That private entity is also raided in Delhi. So it's not as if this was a Bengal-centric, this was a national investigation. It's linked to the coal scam, or it's linked to illegal coal mafia or whatever, as the ED says. But then why is Mamata ji and the Trinamool Congress jumping into that? Are the proceeds of crime of an investigation by the Enforcement Directorate, in this case involving coal and illegal coal transactions, going to the Trinamool Congress? Are these the accounts of that proceeds of crime, rather than what Mamata ji or the Trinamool is saying, that this may be part of their secret candidates, etc.? Then it raises a question. Even the Chief Minister's house is not safe enough to keep the candidates list, their booth level officers list. It has to be on a private entity's house. I mean, these are not credible answers.
Valid questions. Tauseef bhai, please respond to the question, while you also respond that shouldn't section 221 of the BNS be applicable to the Chief Minister for obstructing a public servant's from performing their duties?
Come on, man. Can't hear.
Hello, can you hear my question?
Yes, ma'am. Please. I'm so sorry, Navika ji. Can you just repeat again, once again?
I said, why should section 221 not be applied of the BNS on the Chief Minister for obstructing a public servant in doing his duties? Number one. And number two, the question Nalin Kohli raises. If Mamata Banerjee's own house or the Trinamool Congress headquarters is not safe enough to keep booth level officers' names, that they have to be kept in a private entity's residence, then what's going on in Bengal?
See, once again, I will start from here. So when Suvendu Adhikari says that that's a party office, now Nalin Koliji says that's a private entity, private office. Now this is where the confusion starts. I mean, but Navika ji, you tell me something. If the court needs to take action against Mamata Bandyopadhyay, the court will take. We're not stopping there. But why these raids are always during election, Navika ji? The intention is clear to harass TMC, but they are daydreaming. IPAC is our IT office from where we plan our strategies. What they wanted to loot, Navika ji? Our strategies, our candidate name. That green file is ours. Whether there is a candidate name or strategy or honky dory, Jack and Jill went up the hill whatsoever.
What if it has accounts of all the Hawala transactions, as Nalin Kohli questions, then?
How if, but doesn't matter. But what is the credibility of Enforcement Director, ED? And if you ask me about Mamata Banerjee again taking the files from the spot, then ladies and gentlemen, she did the right thing, because we can't trust an agency whose credibility is zero and the conviction rate is 0.7%. We won't allow the B team of BJP with such circus.
Well, in which case, why should the people of Bengal or anywhere in India follow the law? I also don't like the police. I will also park my car where I want to. I will also sit in the middle of the road. Then we come back. Then we come back and make this country. We can gift wrap the constitution, put it in some drawer and forget about it. All of us should be allowed. Why only should a chief minister be allowed to break the law? Why should every citizen of India not have the same right under the constitution? Because the law is the same for everybody. So are you saying every individual who lives in Bengal has the same right as the chief minister to break the law?
I'm saying, Navika ji, what I'm saying, whatever the Mamata Banerjee, the honorable chief minister did, the court will decide. Everything is in the court from 3 p.m. But you tell me how to trust the ED? क्या credibility है उनकी? What is the credibility of ED? Tell me.
अगर एक चीफ मिनिस्टर ऐसे बिहेव करेंगी तो उनकी credibility पर भी तो सवाल उठेंगे. Why don't you answer about the credibility of a chief minister, sitting chief minister doing this?
This is what I'm saying. Everything has gone to the court. If you think the credibility of Mamata Banerjee is not there, let the court decide.
Okay, so let me get in Anand Ranganathan. Anand Ranganathan, well, in that case, even the TMC could have gone to court. What prevented the TMC from going to the court? Because they have a trust deficit with the ED. They could go to court, get a stay on the ongoing searches and, just get on with the job of the political rhetoric. Why did the TMC not go to court? Why has the ED have to go to court? And what is in the green file?
Good evening, Navika, and good evening to my fellow panelists. Look, forget everything else. A sitting chief minister walks into a designated investigation and crime scene and walks away with a crucial piece of evidence, live on camera, violating half a dozen BNS and PMLA sections and clauses, section 186, 201, 212, 17, that would have landed any other Indian in jail within an hour with multiple FIRs slapped. And she is roaming free. Where is the Supreme Court? Under which bed has its pet named Suo Motu scampered and hit? One chief minister refuses to obey the court order twice and decides to impeach the judge who gave it. Another chief minister becomes an accessory to crime and violates Indian penal codes with gay abandon. Is this the new definition of federalism, Navika? What more proof do you want? That we are living in a banana republic? Small mercy that Didi didn't storm the ED raid of Partha Chatterjee's premises 2 years ago in the teacher's camp and walk away with a sack of black money. She could have done that. But look, this is not the first time such abject mockery of law has happened under Didi. It is almost as though Bengal has been carved away into a separate country, the way in which India's investigative, electoral and security agencies are being treated there. Remember how ED officers were attacked and seriously injured and slapped with fake charges of sexual assault and rape when they went to raid TMC leader in Sandesh Khali? High Court had to intervene. Remember NIA officials being attacked when they went to probe a 2022 blast case. Remember the harassment of the Election Commission officer in the last 2 months for simply doing their job. Remember BSF being refused land for securing our border. Remember CBI being detained when they went
what
to
happened, why it happened, we gave you all the
please.
proof. Nothing is behind the curtain.
Please don't interrupt. I need 30 seconds. Please don't interrupt. I did not interrupt you. Look. But hey, Navika, democracy is alive and kicking. Now, number 2, this is important. Look, yes, our investigative agencies are not independent. I've always maintained this. The parrot has found a new shoulder. Yes, who they investigate is also not without a motive. But the fact is that the ED conviction rate on PMLA cases that our courts have made final adjudication on is 94%. The ED is putting behind bars the people who should be put behind bars. Unequal application of law or investigation is not an excuse for committing that crime. In this case, the ED is investigating a court-mandated order on a coal scam. Just 2 months ago, they raided 100 premises. This was a raid related to coal scam, and yet the CM rushes in. Navika, 10 seconds. They say the darkest hour is just before dawn. But where is the dawn? But remember dawns. Forget them. Where are all those New York Times and Washington Post lapdog reporters who accuse Modi of killing democracy at the drop of a hat? Where are they hiding?
Well, certainly, वो सुबह कभी तो आएगी, कब आएगी, there is no definition on that.
नविका जी, सुबह आएगी, शाम भी आएगी. But what is the credibility of ED? आप ये नहीं बोल रहे?
My friend, I am with you. You are questioning the credibility of ED. Please go ahead and do so, but do so in a court of law. I'm sorry. Nobody has the authority to take law into their own hands. Otherwise, we will be an anarchist state. And Faizan Kidwai, I want to ask you, are you part of the Samvidhan Bachao Andolan, or are you part of the Samvidhan Breaking Andolan, which is now demonstrated live on camera in Bengal? I want to ask you, you have a problem with ED, be my guest, go to the courts. There is the Calcutta High Court, there is the Supreme Court, all of them are functioning, they are open, there is no vacation. Please knock on the doors of the courts. That is what people who believe and swear by the Constitution should have been doing. Otherwise, how are you different from those you accuse of breaking the Constitution? Please explain to the people of this country.
Good evening, Navika. Good evening to you and to the fellow panelists. First of all, Navika, Mamata Banerjee has explicitly said that the document which she took, those were her personal documents which had hard disks, candidate lists and internal strategy documents, and ED has no right over it because they cannot be used for coal scam probe or whatever scam probe. This is a violation of Article 19, which talks about freedom of association. So what ED was doing was unconstitutional, and Mamata Banerjee was well within her right to take these documents along with her. So first of all, Mamata Banerjee has done nothing wrong. But if you say, Navika, I just heard you saying that how can you stop a public organization from working, and this would be certain sections you evoked, they could be implemented against Mamata Banerjee. So why hasn't the same yardstick been followed for Ajit Pawar, whom we saw recently threatening a lady IS officer? Then there was Tejasvi Surya, who during COVID barged into the COVID war room, jeopardizing the life of individuals, of victims, of patients, and no action was taken against him, and he also humiliated 17 or 17
How is that comparable to a live raid that is going on, Faizan Kidwai? मुझे समझा दीजिए ना, how is that comparable to a live raid that is going on?
Nothing is comparable, Navika. I'll tell you what we should compare.
What are you saying?
Navika, what the way ED is acting now, gentlemen, Anand Bhai, listen to me. Anand Bhai, this is for your benefit. Since आप बीजेपी को सपोर्टर नहीं है ना, तो आप तो अच्छा बोलने आते हैं, for your benefit. तो July 21st, 2025, the Honorable Supreme Court cautioned ED that stop using ED as a political tool. It also asked Bharatiya Janata Party settle the political scores in elections not by agencies. August 21, the Honorable Supreme Court expressed concerns, says the PMLA is being misused. And Navika, just see, on May 26, 2025, the Honorable Court said that ED is acting in violation operation of the country's federal structure. So nobody
Fantastic.
has any...
Fantastic. All the more reason. All the more reason you should have gone to court, my friend. All the more reason Mamata Banerjee and TMC should have gone to court. It is not my case that Mamata Banerjee, should not object. Of course she should object. But she should object in a forum that is meant to question the action of the ED, which is the courts of the land, which is the Calcutta High Court and the Supreme Court. But Nalin Kohli, why would they choose the other option? And Faizan Kidwai says, Mamata Banerjee has said that there were names of all candidates and strategies. Why should anybody believe her and not the ED, which in its press release says that there was crucial evidence in those files that she's walked away with? It's a claim versus a claim.
So, Faizan Bhai makes some very interesting comments. First, he defines Mamata ji indirectly as a walking affidavit, because her word must be taken for the truth that whatever file she took was her very, very important personal material, which now brings the next question. Bengal has reached a level that the Chief Minister has to keep her sensitive personal material in IPAC's office. So do they also put the governance of Bengal in IPAC's office? Do they transfer everything else to IPAC? Because obviously Writers' Building, the great Writers' Building, is not safe enough to keep anything. And the Chief Minister's chamber certainly is not safe enough for keeping anything. Number 3, that there is an argument said that IPAC is the IT cell of what you call the Trinamool Congress. IT as in the income tax related, chartered accountant related, finance related? No, or is it the IT in terms of information technology? If it's information technology, then it again tells you that the Trinamool has no system of its own and therefore needs to look at a private entity. And last but not the least, the Chief Minister stopped working for Bengal, put aside her oath of the Constitution that she will serve the people of Bengal. She ran, and I'm sorry to put it as bluntly, she literally ran to IPAC's office, and because she's the Chief Minister, intimidated with her presence, the officers took away forcibly something that was on an alleged scene of crime, and that material could be a critical evidence. How do you define it as your personal material? Because if it's your personal material, it couldn't have been there in the first place.
No, but Navika ji, please let me come in. Who is BJP to decide what strategies are we going to make and from where are we going to make the strategies? Whether it's a candidate name or a BLO name or a BLA. Who is BJP? Who has given the authority to decide?
It is fine. It is you can decide the place, but a raid is happening at a private entity which is a consulting firm and their directors or whatever. It's not a party headquarters. So how can you accuse the ED of interfering with political election strategy and election list? How can you accuse? What is the evidence that you have?
Navika ji, but tell me something. You are saying private entity. Nalin ji is saying party office. Suvendu Adhikari is saying party office. Another media channel is saying private office. But
as far as I know, IPAC is registered as a consulting firm. Am I right or wrong, Anand Ranganathan? Why should I, politically, in their political rhetoric, who says what is not my responsibility? IPAC is a private entity.
Navika, this is very... Please, Tausif bhai, you were never like this. Please. I waited, I listened to your arguments. Thank you. Yeah. Navika, रहमान तौसीफ की दी गई आर्गुमेंट्स बड़ी इरैशनल होती हैं. अब मैं आपको बताता हूं क्या कह रहे हैं ये. इट इज अ प्राइवेट एंटिटी पार्ट ऑफ अ multi-thousand crore coal scam that has plagued West Bengal on
no, this is not done.
And other...
No, Anand ji, this is not done.
There is an accusation. There is an accusation on which investigation is going on. So please, it is at the moment only a charge which has not been proved. So Anand Ranganathan, maybe we should just be factual.
No, I'm saying the investigations are happening directed by the court. More than 100 raids have happened. This is part of that. Now, I'm factually being right. And secondly, now to come back to Tausif, please challenge me on this fact. And I know you're a fan of me because I give facts. No, that was on lighter note. The ED conviction rate on PMLA cases that have been finally decided by the judiciary is 94%. It is not ED's fault that 5,800 cases are now in the directive of the court. You can't say that ED is to blame if court has not yet adjudicated on it. The point is, please, 1 second. Please, 1 second. Yeah, let me finish, Tausif. The point I'm making is that in whatever cases the court has finally adjudicated on, the conviction rate is 94%. Are you going to say you are right now? Apologize, please.
For me, the mood point right now in this debate is, are chief ministers above the law? I just want to ask that question. And Sanjay Jha, I want to ask. Tausif bhai, I'll come to you. Sanjay Jha, moot point, let's come back. You know, allegations, investigations, all of that is there, will have to be fought and proved in courts. I understand all that. Whether the ED is politically motivated or not is not the question. The fact is that if you think it is doing something wrong, there are the courts of the land where you have to take your issue. That's how a country which is not a banana republic will operate. Everybody is governed by certain laws. The law of the land can only be questioned in the courts. Or can a chief minister just walk in and do whatever she feels like? In which case, मुझे भी वो right दे दो, मुझे भी चाहिए भाई. I also want to do it, and so do 140 crore Indians. Because we are all equal. We are all equal. Just because somebody is a chief minister or a minister or a prime minister or a home minister, the law is not different for them. So please, can we all from tomorrow run wherever we want to run, do whatever we want to do, take evidence, walk out, do what we please? Is that how things should happen in India?
Navika, I'm very glad you mentioned the law of the land. Absolutely right. If the political advisor to the TMC is deemed for money laundering, go and investigate them. Feel free. But I have a problem with the Narendra Modi government.
That we know.
India's biggest industrialist, Gautam Adani, has been given summons by the US government, by the Department of Justice, several months ago, 6-7 times. Narendra Modi's government doesn't believe the rule of law applies to Mr. Adani because they have not even served the summons because it's going to happen through the government. They haven't done it all this time. There is a rule of law. Guess what the allegation against Mr. Adani's group is? That they have done bribes to win contracts. Mr. Modi's government doesn't believe that that is a matter of great and serious public interest. That is the problem with the BJP government. It's duplicitous, it's fraudulent, it is politically motivated. Let me quote to you the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of India. I'm not going to quote a Congress of the TMC. Chief Justice B.R. Gavai is on record to say that the agency is being deployed for political conflicts, suggesting that political battles are now being fought not before the electorate, but and not even in the court. They should be fought in the public court, but they are being dragged deliberately into a political slugfest. That today the ED has become a stooge of the BJP is being said by the Supreme Court of India. It goes on to add, the court indicated it would be forced to make harsh comments on the ED about the agency and the pattern of allegedly politically motivated actions that they have continued to do. This is the shame of the institutions of India under Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Okay.
That is the tragedy of our democracy.
Okay, I heard your critique of the Narendra Modi government. I've heard. Now, will you say something about the behavior of the Chief Minister of Bengal? What you said about Modi, well, Nalin Kohli will respond to that. मुझे बता दीजिए, बंगाल में जो आज हुआ, क्या वो सही है? Is that right?
Well, let me tell you one thing, Navika. If in broad daylight, a sitting chief minister fighting an election of her life, because we know that the BJP is a Sam Dand Bhed political party that has no principles, no ethics, no integrity at all, is using the ED once again, which is not a unknown beast, right?
So are you justifying Mamta Banerjee breaking the law? Are you justifying Mamta Banerjee breaking the law?
Well, let me reverse the question. Why don't the BJP take Mamta Banerjee to court?
They have. The ED has taken her to court. The matter is gone. Mamta Banerjee and TMC did not take the ED to court. It is the ED that has taken the government to court. I am only asking, and that is where I feel you talk about ethics and morality of the BJP. Where are your ethics and morality? Or is hammam mein sab nange, so everything is okay? Nalin Kohli, please respond.
Navika, you have got a draconian government, a fascist government.
I think there's a larger
I'm
question
sorry,
here, Navika ji.
how does the opposition distinguish itself?
Sanjay ji, we heard you. So I have a couple of things to say. First, in fairness to the Congress party, they don't exist in Bengal. So actually they have no stake there. That's why it is all this, bluster and, sound and fury on television. On the ground there, they don't matter. So therefore they have to finally, somehow defend Mamta ji, because even for that 1 or 2 seats that they get in the Lok Sabha, which is what they were offered, that also they won't get there. So this is really about political expediency. It has nothing to do with principles, and certainly not the Congress party to lecture on principles. We don't need that. The larger question is what you asked. Does a chief minister have a right to do what she did? Let's take this right that she has exercised today of walking into an investigation, forcing her way there, or barging into an investigation, forcing her way there, snatching out what is part of the investigation, which is material that could be incriminating, perhaps against her, which is what the presumption now would be. The same is, suppose now tomorrow she doesn't like a court or a judge who may be passing a judgment against the Trinamool. Does that give her the right to walk into the court and then literally snatch the judgment out of the judge's hand and say, I'm going to do this, and then call a public movement that she's saving democracy? Where is this going to end? I mean, this is unprecedented. I don't think we have seen this ever in India's 75 years, that a chief minister has run out, and this is no right. I'm sorry to say, this is no right, either under the constitution or under morality or under ethics or under law.
There is no right. You have the right to protest. I grant you that you have the right to protest. The protests that were called at 4 o'clock, you have the right to protest. But you do not have the right to break the law and go and seize evidence from there. I'm sorry, my understanding of the constitution and the law of the land does not allow any individual, and that individual could be a chief minister, that is not allowed. Protest, going to court is allowed, which you have done now. I'm given to understand, there's breaking news coming in that the TMC has now filed a petition before the single bench of Justice Subra Ghosh, which has been filed. ED goes to court first, now TMC goes to court. That is the forum where this should have been decided
not only to the court, Navika ji. The Bengal police has filed an FIR against the ED as well.
Fair.
So this is not happening now.
Fair.
It happened around 3:30. So this is what the right.
But only after you have seized material and walked off a scene of a raid and Anmol Panwar. I want to ask you, and this is a question from a citizen of this country who's saying कि भाई मैं भी ये कर लूं क्या? आप तो एनआरकी बहुत अच्छे से जानते हैं, कहीं भी धरने पे बैठ जाते थे. अब आप बता दीजिए, क्या यही मॉडल पूरे देश में चलना चाहिए?
Navika ji, agencies, we all know, the whole nation knows that the agencies like ED and CBI, they function at the behest of Bharatiya Janata Party, and they have lost their credibility a long time ago. Everyone knows that wherever the BJP sees that their defeat is imminent, their parrots, their Tota and Maina, ED and CBI comes into action, and they votes are being stolen, democracy is being looted in daylight, and now the same BJP through ED and CBI wants that the opposition parties must not even campaign. Nalin Kohli ji said that every time cash is got, opposition party points finger at the ED. Nalin ji, for 2 years, our leaders were put behind bars. Thousands of raids took place, not a single evidence, not a single witness And eventually, in one of the cases, the enforcement directorate filed a closure report stating that they have got no evidence against Satyendra Jain. Moreover, the Honorable Supreme Court of our country in May 2025 said that ED is crossing all limits, violating federal structure. I'm quoting the Honorable Supreme Court. In 2023, they said actions of ED are vindictive. There's something wrong with ED. In 2024, the Honorable Chief Justice of India of the Supreme Court said we have seen a pattern of ED just making allegation without specific evidence in many cases. In April 2025, the Honorable Supreme Court said
next time the ED comes in, dande se maar do. Is that how things will operate in this country? And Nalin Kohli, before you respond, I want to put out for our viewers tonight. We did a survey on social media. ED raids coal scam suspect. Chief Minister Mamta's obstruction objectionable. We asked this question. Yes, say 83% of the people. No, say 14%. Can't say 3%. Nalin Kohli, please respond not just to what you have to say about the ED, but also to the allegation that before every election, you're politically motivated by sending agencies into every political party's workings. Please answer that.
That's easy to answer. I'm grateful that you asked me this question, Navika ji, for the reason that 83% of your snap polls show that they don't think what Mamta ji has done is justified. An election is not run by the ED. The ED or the CBI or the police don't do anything in terms of an election. People vote. And we have a country where broadly everybody acknowledges, except for motivated people like Rahul Gandhi ji and the Congress party, when they lose an election, then they say that democracy is in danger. When they win it, then democracy is doing well. So let's keep aside that, tainted or sort of colored interpretation of how free and fair elections in India are. The reality is people vote and people reject parties, people accept parties. So how can you say that they
So the only question that remains to be answered is, if Mamta Banerjee wins the Bengal elections, then is everything forgotten because people have voted for her? Or will this country once again look at whether these actions actually encourage anarchism? On the other side, the question will be asked, is the BJP being politically motivated? Well, everybody's fate hangs in the balance. The courts hear the matter tomorrow. We'll know legally who's right, who's not. But as far as I'm concerned, as an Indian today, I'm extremely worried. If political parties are going to do their muscle flexing in the manner that we've seen in Bengal today, well, what does this augur for a country that we call India, our Bharat? Is this the country for us citizens, or is it only for politicians, where they will settle their battles by breaking the law, but you and I have to follow the law? Is that fair? That's the question people of India are asking tonight.